If you were wondering whether the Blue Spring State Park boat tour is actually worth it, this is my honest review as a local. I grew up around this area and honestly wasn't sure if I'd learn anything new, but I ended up really enjoying it. Before you book though, there's one important thing to know. This tour is on the St. Johns River, not the clear blue spring water you usually see in photos. This is a narrated wildlife cruise along the St. Johns River. It launches from inside Blue Spring State Park, but does not go into the Clear Spring Run. So instead of turquoise water, you're gliding through a darker, tannin-colored river surrounded by cypress trees, wetlands, and wildlife. It's peaceful, educational, and very low effort, which I personally loved for a change because you don't have to paddle or plan anything. You just sit back and observe. Wildlife is really the highlight here. On my tour, we saw birds, turtles, deer drinking from the river, several manatees feeding, and a large alligator sunning on the bank. Manatees are seasonal, and because the river is dark, you usually only see their backs or movement at the surface, not the full clear water view you'd get from the boardwalk. But honestly, I enjoyed the birds more than I expected. The guide pointed out species I never would have noticed on my own, and I learned quite a bit even though I grew up nearby.
Why is the tricolor heron? Because of the brown, the blue, and the white. Whoa, there's your great blue. That was your great blue flying in.
The boat itself is a covered pontoon with bench seating and open sides, so it's easy to move around and take photos. On my tour, it wasn't very crowded, and once we were on the river, we were allowed to stand and walk around, which made it much more enjoyable. There are no restrooms on board, so plan ahead, but overall, it's a smooth and comfortable ride. Even if you're not usually into boats, the river stays pretty calm. There are 1 hour and 2 hour tour options. I did the 1 hour since I grew up on this river, but honestly, the 2 hour tour is a much better value. It takes you farther away from the park and increases your chances of seeing wildlife without feeling rushed. I recommend a weekday morning if you can. Weekends get busy and more boat traffic can make wildlife harder to spot. Winter is best for manatees, but gators can be seen year-round. Just go early because Florida heat is no joke. Also, plan extra time just to get into the park. When a cold front hits or it's peak season, lines can get long. Arriving early makes a big difference. So, is it worth it? For me, yes, but only if you understand what it is. If you're expecting clear blue water and close-up manatees, you'll probably be disappointed. This is really a river eco tour focused on wildlife and learning about the ecosystem. If what you really want is a boat tour in clear blue water, Silver Springs is a much better option. They're known for their glass-bottom boats, and I'll be sharing a full review of that experience as well. And if your goal is getting closer to manatees, a kayak tour will usually give you better odds than a large boat. I've paddleboarded here before, and that's where I've had my closest encounters. For this specific tour though, I gave it 4.5 stars out of 5 because I genuinely learned new things about a place I thought I already knew pretty well. It's relaxing, educational, and one of the easiest ways to experience real Florida nature without paddling. If your main goal is seeing manatees in clear water, the boardwalk inside the park is actually your best option, and it's included with park entry. The boat and the boardwalk are completely different experiences. The boardwalk extends along the spring run. The boat shows you the river. Whether you do the boat tour or not, I recommend spending time walking along the boardwalk. It's a beautiful journey under trees and with lovely views of the spring run. The boat tour will cost extra and take more of your time, but can offer even more wildlife and education. A few quick tips. Bring sunscreen, water, and bug spray in the summer. Bring a jacket in the winter, and if you want photos of wildlife, a zoom lens really helps. Otherwise, it's also perfectly fine to just sit back and take it all in. I hope this helped you decide if the Blue Spring Boat Tour fits your itinerary. I really enjoyed it, but it's definitely not for everyone, and that's okay. If you like honest travel reviews and nature-focused guides, please hit the subscribe button. I'll link all of the tours I mentioned down in the description so you can compare and decide what fits your trip best. And no matter what you choose to do here, Blue Spring State Park is absolutely worth visiting. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye!